Charge up your game with excitement. Highest odds on the market. Coverage of all live and pre-match events. Place your bets with Solid Bookmaker and win with your favorite teams. Take what's rightfully yours with GG.bet.
Well, hello everybody, and welcome back to Sharks taking on Reapers. Straight away, we're into the action as J&T is the one opening up with 2 kills here in the pistol round on Mirage. Sharks managed to start out on the CT side after the knife round, and now we're going to see them dominate at least towards the start of this. J&T's looking for a 3rd kill on middle. He's going to be denied for the time being as Brut spotted out in the palace has a choice to make. Does he continue to aggress? Headshots exit towards CT, but Knack is there to support and find the frag. With all this action towards the A bomb site though, oopsies. And the problem that comes alongside the heavy rotations we've seen come over towards the A bomb site is the fact that B was now weak. Or CF rotates over to help Leo out, but this leaves them in a 2-1-2 with very little information to work with and no middle control, allowing Sir and Max to make their way towards the B bomb site, but they'll be challenging long range up against Leo on the USP as well as RCF. And even though they couldn't find a kill, we were hoping that they'd find a bomb plant, but it's not going to happen. J&T was low HP, survived the round, and 1-0. The Sharks don't even have to reinvest into armor, but they do decide to get the head armor out, of course, which makes a lot of sense. But a lot of the players still had their 100 full health on just the body armor they had on the Kevlar. So when they buy the helmet, they only have to pay the upgrade fee of $350 instead of the full 1k. Because if you take that 1 ticket damage, obviously you got to invest the full 1k into getting that head armor out, because you have to refresh your Kevlar. So into round number 2. What are Reapers looking for? Well, a bomb plant would be ideal alongside 2 kills at a minimum, really, just to keep the Sharks on a lower economy. Coming into the next round, they will be able to buy over on the terrorist side, with the exception of Lucchese, who's taken out a Deagle. He'll be a little bit weaker on money and certainly utility, unless he's taking an SMG to allow further utility to come out. So as you look towards Sharks, really their optimal situation is that Leo Drunky finds the majority of the kills with the SMG in play. So far he hasn't found any though, so that's certainly not going to happen. Leo coming up behind though does at least find 1, so he gets a little bit of extra money, and now has the cash to upgrade to an AWP if he wants to. The first 2 rounds, or at least the second round, certainly plays out as expected. You also have to take into account the fact that this is Sharks' map pick, so they will look a little bit more comfortable here than on Dust 2, but it is very hard to pull out an excuse of feeling uncomfortable on a map like Dust 2 because it's so basic. It's a map that everybody knows, and there's very few ways to reinvent the wheel when you move over to it. Mirage, there's a little bit more freedom, certainly more approaches you can make towards each bomb site and towards mid to late round positioning and fakes, but more or less still a pretty basic map. You see a lot less complexity to it versus a map like Nuke or Overpass. As Knack falls straight away, you still have a player towards Underwood. Exit's able to pick up 1 to spray down's not quite there for any further though. And now Reapers find themselves with a 2-man advantage and the bomb site under their control. The bomb to be planted, leaving RCF on an AUG and a Molotov, so perfectly fine for him. However, Leo's not in the same position. He had an MP9, upgraded now to a FAMAS, so at least a little better, and a smoke. And that smoke could be pivotal. Considering Leo has a kid as well, he could drop that towards the side and get a defuse, but even as I'm saying it, he goes into Palace with that smoke, forcing Netem out into the open and gets dropped, but the problem is he's in a 1v3, and the positions were very versatile for Team Reapers. They had 2 on ramp, and then 1 holding down over towards middle. So it's not great. I mean, Sharks don't want to be losing that round, but thanks to not losing a whole lot of players, their economy isn't hit too heavily for it. They are still going to be able to come into this one with a couple of pistols and then get a full buy out in the next. On this round, seeing a few pistols make an appearance means it won't be an easy one by any means for Reapers. And then you take into consideration the fact that the AWP is likely to make an appearance after this one. Things could certainly get hairy, considering the fact that both Leo and Exit, I think, will have money for ops. Are they on the one loss? Yeah, only the one loss bonus, so maybe not. But Leo most certainly will. Like, Exit could, but you don't really want to do that because it would put him in an uncomfortable situation. If he's dropping that over to RCF, for example, or I think JNT was the other player we've seen taking it regularly enough. The problem then is that you don't have any armor for yourself to play with, and certainly no utility. Okay, decent damage done by the CTs already. 2 kills on the board. They're unlikely to get all too much more, but Sir goes down in the open, leaving only Lucchese to pull off a 1v1. Leo's actually managed to pick up an SG. Taking the fight with the Deagle, though. Has to go for the reload towards Connector, reloading the SG as well. Bomb still to be planted with time on his side as well. He believes it's going to be a B hit, and this is a big problem for him. It's a brainy play. Like, he could be coming up here and catching Lucchese off guard. But with the fact that he's going to rotate all the way through the B bomb site, he's not going to catch anything on the back of it. He knows now that Lucchese's on A. He'll peek from short to see if he can catch an angle, but as we can see, Lucchese is going for it. He's going out to swing on this angle. He's not going to catch him off. It's going to be a head peek angle coming through from Drunky, but up a little bit too high on the stairs. Lucchese was able to hit the body. I thought it was just going to be the head peek, but unfortunately not. Giving the opportunity for the kill and a second round on the board for Reapers. Now, there were points made in chat earlier on, and certainly in the first 10 rounds, they seemed to hold through, that Reapers were actually a pretty solid team in Brazil at the moment, a promising one, with the potential to do damage in the future, although at the moment not expected to win this matchup. That's starting to shift. I mean, as we progress through these rounds, it's becoming more and more likely that Reapers actually find this. Not only are they already up on an advantageous spot, they're 1 map ahead, they're 2-2, their T-side not going too bad to start it off with bye rounds anyways. If they win this round, they'll take the lead, probably 4-2, considering there's not a lot of cash for Sharks to work with coming into this round. Indeed, the 1 op comes out like we expected. Well, they're starting to look really good because they have no shortage of individuality. Now, there's been a lot of rounds that I feel like Sharks, towards the start of Dust 2, threw away because of over-aggression, playing a little bit too loose, too confident up against a lower team. But that was very few. The majority of the rounds that Reapers have won, I can't take anything away from them. I can't say it was luck. I can't say it was Sharks misplaying. It was really structured, disciplined, and just good play. Good counter-strike. JNT and Knack find the opening kills here, and that pushes us into a 3 versus 5. Lucchese trying to catch a kill, and indeed he does by eliminating Knack. Still a man disadvantage to work with. At least a weapon there for Nedum to upgrade, but it costs him so much. Getting destroyed from both Connector and Short. He eventually falls. And they're going to push towards... Oh no, actually coming through window. Lucchese caught in the open, and the second for RCF is there in window. Leaving him over with a 3K and a 3-2 scoreline. Sharks come out on top. But again, a heavily contestable round. They had a couple of plays going their way. The AWP on JNT and RCF obviously getting a lot of the kills. I'm still seeing a lot of hope for Reapers, and considering the fact that this is Sharks' map pick, I kind of get the logic, right, of when Sharks were vetoing this. They think that they're a better team, they're better players. Let's go for Mirage, where we're pretty comfortable, and take them down on an individual level. But that doesn't seem to be too easy to do. As Reapers, even if they are being outmatched on an individual level, they're generally there to find trades. This round, obviously, you're going to see everything go by the wayside. They just have pistols, and the one criticism I would make is that if you're going to push a bomb site on a pistol round like this, don't go 1 by 1, and don't leave a player on ramp when you've already pushed up with the bomb. That was a little bit of a thoughtless round, and you could see it. Very staggered, pushing the bomb site. They're going 1 at a time. Bomb goes in like 3rd. He falls before the flanker has even done anything, before he can flank, before he can fake. You know, they sent Nedum towards A, and it was just pointless with the way that they played B. Now, if they rushed B with 4 players, okay, well, that's perfectly fine. You can get a lot done then, but if you're leaving a player on ramp and going to 1 by 1 push B, you know, whatever. We've dwelled on the point for long enough. It's a pistol round. It's not an amazing one. Would it be nice if they got a bomb plant? It would allow them to get better weapons out here. They come in with 2 MAC-10s, 2 AKs, and an SG. already towards the A bomb site, but they haven't checked close ramp, where Exit's able to pick up one, and a lot of damage on Lucchese. Knack is still there, and that was the thing they didn't count on. A second player being in ramp with such a passive A hold, they assumed there was one in CT, but although there is now, after the rotation coming through from more CF, he was playing window earlier on, and it was a risky hold from Sharks, you gotta say, but it worked out. Nade goes on through, so much damage done to Sir, but he returns it! He takes down RCF! He's known to be in this corner though, and on such low HP, it was unlikely he came out on top. Leo does well to sweep up those final 2 kills, playing aggressive, but it works out, and now 5-2. Excusez-moi. Hay fever's kicking up that time of year again. Sir's going to fall towards the top of middle as Sharks come out with a full scope buy, but no ops. All AUGs to play with. It makes sense in this situation taking full AUGs because you know you're up against pistols, and if you lose a player, you can invest into the op in the next round. Lots of kills coming through for the T side though, with 3 on the board now. Nedham, he's looking good for definitely the possibility of an ace. The bomb is left towards the top of T spawn though, and that's going to cause a bit of a problem for him. He's got a minute 15 on the clock though, so he can work around that. 22 HP though. Or CF holding this angle, pulls off the angle just in time. Now Nedham can take the peek. His feet are going to be seen though, and very quickly dispatched. A kill for almost every player on the CT side, but they lost 3 weapons, and Reapers can be so happy with the amount of damage that they've just put on the board there. Sharks definitely going to look a little bit, or a lot more modest coming into this round economically, was despite the fact that they had so much cash stacked up, they now sit with 2 players unable to buy if they lose this round. Knack and RCF unable to drop a weapon. Leo would have, what, close to 9k, so he can drop one, yeah, he can have 1 player weaker, that's okay. So they will still buy if they lose this one. But there will be weaknesses, and that's a reward that Reapers have already claimed for themselves. Lucchese hears the boost going up and takes down Leo straight away. No chance the op was getting up there that late on, and it was very late to be peeking. Talking about late peeking, Nedham goes towards middle and gets dropped by the AWP of the CT side as JNT finds that. We're even back down to a 4v4, and Reapers with a slight advantage on the back of that. It is slight though, and may improve drastically as JNT finds nothing. Taken down. He damaged Lucchese. He was eventually eliminated. But again, 3v3, this looks so much better for Team Reapers. They've still got bomb control and the ability to take it wherever they like. And whichever bomb site they push towards, there will only be 1 defender there. So a smoke goes over towards the B bomb site, and after that, you're going to see short control being taken. Evidently, this is going to be a B hit with 30 seconds left. They have very little by the way of choice in the matter. Exit and RCF holding down, both with AUGs, of course. There's the kill going down from Max. Fading back into the smoke, Exit's not going to do a whole lot more to help RCF out, but he's there to find the trade. And with the bomb down in the open, the spam is quickly connected. As Brut falls, it's 7-2, and Sharks are looking much better on this map, as they've shut down another full buy from Team Team Reapers. It is going to have to be a pistol buy for them. And the last time they bought pistols and armor, it definitely didn't go, well, I would say according to plan, but it looked like there wasn't a plan to go in accordance with. Not a fan of Sir's buy here. A Mac-10... 2 flashbangs and full armor. I would much rather body armor and a scout come through, or full armor and a scout. It wouldn't cost that much more, and would be far more efficient at supporting these pistols. But they're going to fast rush towards the B bomb site, taking it much more efficiently than previously, we shall say. The nades are being used really well by the CT side, though, to stop them having too much of a chance of connecting multi-kills. Okay. Shot connected by Nedham. Quickly dispatches RCF. The shot from JNT misses. And again, look how much damage they've already done. Nedham seems to be the star of rounds like this where they only have pistols. 1 versus 2. Peak swing comes out on exit, and he will win that fight, but look at the economy. Once they buy up, Sharks are going to be broke. And Reapers are slowly but surely getting the damage in. The only problem is that the rounds are kind of fading away a little bit too fast. Hey, look at that. He's got a hat on. Put your hands down, god damn it, man. I'm trying to do a thing. So, yeah, the fact that it's 8-2, they're starting to get economy damage in on the Reaper's side, but they need to start connecting rounds at this point. It's no longer going to be reasonable enough to say, oh, well, look, they're keeping the economy low for when they eventually win a round. Well, we got to see that eventuality come into reality pretty damn soon. There's the shot from Lucchese to take down Leo, bringing it into a 5 versus 3. Sir on another. Reaper's looking a lot better in this round. They've already claimed a little bit of B control. Nedham's causing some havoc on A, meaning the Sharks don't really know where to go. They don't know if it's a B take, or if it's going to be a little bit of a B fake with a successful opening kill. And now losing all of that information means a free bomb plant on B is going to be secured, and Sharks on a retake. Again, with 2 players unable to buy in the next round, I would like to see them go for a save here. Nedham falls, but that shouldn't prompt them to go for this. Still with a man disadvantage to work with, even with Sir and Lucchese low HP, which they don't know. They may have a suspicion about, but you got to remember, you can't check the damage that you've done mid-round. So they'll have to simply communicate to their teammates, I hit him, I don't know for how much. And if you're an active player at Counter-Strike, you know that I've hit him for 90 does not mean that he's hit for 90. He may, in fact, be 90 HP. You just never know. You'll find players in general tend to overestimate their ability or their damage done. Noah, NP Reaper is known for CT side. Well, I don't know the team that well. Like I said, I've only seen Nedham before, and even at that, his name rings a bell. I don't... it's such a bad habit to knife running out of spawn. It's just such a bad habit. Yeah, just don't do it. Don't do it, kids. Spin your knife around, yeah, sure. But don't knife. RCF's on 40 HP. So, forgot my point because I was talking about RCF getting knifed. It threw me off. There you go. Just pretend I made a really good point and be like, yeah, good. You've really opened my eyes to that situation, Mitch. Thanks a lot. Well, you know what, guys? You're welcome. You're welcome. That's what I'm here for. Nedham goes down to 50 as we're looking. Oh, yeah, so the point was... we'll talk about it after. Let's focus on the round. As Sharks have to go for a retake, they're caught behind smokes. Or CF goes down very quickly as Nedham only needed the 1 bullet after him being knifed up so low. Maybe a 2nd bullet. Nades in as well. Spam's dealing damage to the CT side, as there is an advantage towards Team Reapers at this point. Time ticking away. I think we want to see them just bail out of here. Go for a save. Yeah, that's what Sharks are going to be doing. A wise choice. There's a 1-minute delay, so the WTFs in chat, I assume, are about the knife. I can't remember. I can't see exactly when it was. So the whole point is, yeah, you're saying Reapers are known for their CT side. I'll give you that. Maybe that's true. Again, I don't know them that well, but even if they are, if they're losing out to Sharks, not getting a great T side on the board, if they finish with 4 rounds or 3 as it could have been at the time, I think Sharks are going to dominate. Absolutely destroy them, because coming into this matchup, Sharks are the favorites. They're the ones that on paper are better as individuals, and so technically should be walking away with this matchup easily enough. It's so annoying with the delay. I don't know what you're responding to. You gotta like quote it and then respond. Nah, not really. It's all good. So 8-4. Time ticking on down. As we're gonna be jumping into the round, let's see what's being sought after. Obviously, the CT's going for a full buy after saving over so many weapons. You've got the op in play for JNT. But even at that, Team Reapers have been able to get a pretty decent buy of their own. They've got an op. They've got rifles. SG's in play. Beautiful little scoped AK-47s, essentially, with a bit of a wild spray control. You know, I didn't even do my obligatory check of the HLTV scoreboard just to double check that. And Nedham, Lucchese. Sometimes people come in with like weird names or spell it differently, so it like phonetically sounds different, which is annoying when they do that. But I've checked and it's all good. We were right, except for Lucchese, who I'm sure I'm pronouncing incorrectly, and people are telling me to say Lucune, which I'm pretty sure is going to be some form of, so whenever someone corrects me, generally in the Portuguese as well, it's always some kind of insult. Oh, JNT with 2 openings on the stairs. He's swinging up to try and find more. Bomb goes down before it's even planted. Nice nade by Nak. And a third for JNT. What a shutdown by Sharks. No chance for Reapers. Absolutely destroyed. They thought they were safe on the bomb plant, but enough damage was done on the cross that the nade was enough to finish him off. And a fantastic round for Sharks with minimal casualties. Oh, thanks, Noah. I appreciate it. You're a good viewer, man. You're a great viewer. I love you. Maybe that's a bit far. But yeah, the Portuguese always tell me funny words. I worked with a couple of Portuguese guys. They told me, one in particular. Shout out to Duarte. He's a great guy. He taught me some interesting words. Never to say on broadcast. One is that, I don't know if that part is even bad to say, so I won't say it. It starts with care. Care, and then like Big Al's Burgers. You know, Care Al. I won't say the rest of it, just because I'll get in trouble. Over towards the B bomb site. Early combat leaves Leo to try and catch a couple players off guard. Not able to hit the second shot, but 1 HP left on Sir. Anything. A breath of air. A gentle breeze in the summertime carrying a leaf or a twig would kill him. Which is a sad time to live, really. It's a sad way to live. You don't want to be killed by a gentle breeze in the summertime. Or the wintertime. But I felt like this summer is the perfect time. It's the most harmless form of a breeze. What's your favorite kind of breeze? Let me know in chat. Hey, chat bad. You get it. It's my favorite word. We would just walk around the studio saying it all day. Whenever anything happened, if you were like, yo guys, we ordering lunch soon? In 5 minutes, you'd be like, hey! And then, insert word. It's definitely my favorite word. Nice shot by JNT on the AWP. He certainly looked a lot better on this map than the previous, you gotta say. I don't know why I'm opening the scoreboard there as Nak's about to peek, but now I'm gonna open it. I want to see where he's at. Only 11 for 6. I mean, he's definitely... Well, only 11 for 6. I mean, that's a pretty godlike performance in general. You can say it, Kappa. Well, CAO is like... no. Is it like Chow? Lucchese? Lucchese. Lucchese. I don't know. I'm feeling I'm always saying it wrong. No matter what I do, it's going to be wrong. Lucchese. I don't know, dude. But he's in a 1v4 anyways. He's already got 1 kill on the board. SG out, 73 HP, and a quick headshot finishes him off. An 11-4 half, and at this point, I feel like that's almost definitely going to be a Sharks victory rolling through. A Keota. I've seen, Dort's a good teacher. Oh god, so much spam in chat. Hold on. So yeah, no, Keota I already know. I mean, everyone's seen the bad Fallen videos. It just tilts the sunglasses. Keota. I love it. It's amazing. So I'm just going to ignore this round. If they get a couple kills, we can kind of focus on it a bit. But for now, who cares? They've got Glocks. No one loses to Glocks. And if they do, they get really mad. I always like to say that because if we lose to Glocks, it's the best. Already one kill actually going through. I'm kind of interested now. Nat goes down. Lucchese having a fantastic time, though. No one loses to Glocks. Really, come on. I know it's a pistol, but no one loses to Glocks. Netum takes one. We're back to two on two. To be honest, like, when I see a fast rush towards A with, like, light utility usage, it's pretty much always going to be a CT stomp, but Sharks are still getting some pretty decent damage. I just wanted to talk about the next map. Got my stats ready. But anyways. They're rotating over towards the B bomb site. Oh, sneaky, beaky play from Broad. He's going to be spotted, though, and as he swings up, Exit takes him down. Make sure that he's got a swift exit to the map. And it's all on to Maxwell. He's in the window. He's waiting for the push to come through. And he's actually made it to the B bomb site. So if Sharks still do commit to this, they're in a lot of danger. Both players pretty low. They have a read, though. They know at this point he's going to be rotated to B. They're taking a little bit long, though. A little bit too long for my standards. So I think Max should have started to rotate back to A, suspecting a fake. But now he thinks that they think that he's expecting a fake. So he stays thinking that they'll suspect him to think it's a fake and go back to A, so he stays here, but Sharks are already on A. Obviously, that makes perfect sense. They plant A either way. And then Maxwell coming in on a retake, no armor. So this is kind of like an even situation. I would favor Sharks because they've got time on their side, but they don't have HP, and that's why I say it's sort of an even spot. Maxwell doesn't need to hit the headshots. He'll be going for them, though, which means there's like a 50-50 chance if he misses the headshot that he hits the body. Defuse going to be stuck for now, but eventually they peek out and they double peek him. So played really well. And 12-4. So now I'm going to quickly jump into the next map and talk about that. This is the important part. As we look towards Inferno. In general, both teams are pretty poor in it, which is why it's a middle ground. That's what we like to see. The one thing you can say about... I'm just looking through the names. Reaper do pretty well. They've taken Pain 16-11. That's Ints Academy, actually, not Ints. They lost most recently to Pain, so it's hard to take a read from that. You look over towards Sharks, so their win rate is against better teams, it's fair to say. So they've lost to AGO 16-11. They've lost to Furious 16-13. They beat Fours 16-5. I remember that game, and it infuriated me because Fours are so good at Inferno, but have been playing really bad recently. Lost to Omega 16-6. That's a weird one. I think it's fair to say, though, they've had better performances against better teams, so I'd favor Sharks coming into the next map. That said, Reapers have been really impressive in the first, in Dust, but once we move over to Mirage, it seems like Sharks just have too much of an edge as a team. There's individuality for sure on the Reapers side, but they're not getting too fair of a run-in. Let me just double-check the Dust stats. So Dust is an absolutely abysmal map for Sharks. Obviously losing to Reapers, but then the other ones are pretty decent games. Like they beat Vega in Double OT, almost beat Windstrike, got stomped by Tricked, but they were playing really well last month, towards the middle of last month. Yeah, I think I put the win and the start down to Sharks being terrible at the map, and now moving on to Inferno and Mirage, I think that's where you're going to see, certainly what we've seen here on Mirage so far has been a really dominant performance. What we should see on the next map won't stray too far from that, I would project. Yeah, like Chappa said, you know, on Inferno in ESL Pro League, they find good results, and that's the important thing. Even if they're losing, they're getting close scorelines. And getting close scorelines against teams like that versus, you know, back and forth, inconsistent results from Reapers up against all Brazilian teams is not fantastic. Oh, for sure, yeah, Namiga are good. It was just the fact that it was a dominant victory that kind of threw me off. This is one of the interesting rounds now. Sharks saving over a lot of the Mac 10s. They're playing this as a bonus, and they're getting lots of bonuses, actually. Finding Mac 10 kills here is fantastic for them. They're not likely to win this round, but they've got a man advantage to work with. They've got the B bomb site. They don't even... I thought that was going to be a trade, but Leo doesn't even fall. A 4v2 to play with now. Lucchese pushes over towards the bench, and he's going to fall, leaving it all onto Nedum. He's found one kill. Nedum's been a really good player. I want to highlight. Look, he's 10 for 16, but he's been left in so many damn clutch positions, and he's gotten a lot of work done in most of them. So I do want to highlight, I feel like he's playing pretty good. Just, he's consistently on the back foot in these kind of spots, and also, as you can see, playing just as well as Lucchese. The main problem for them right now is the fact that Reapers just aren't getting rounds on the board. They're getting shut down early round, opening picks to Sharks consistently, and that previous round highlighted a major problem for them. They're not able to win up against 3 Mac 10s. And just a fast B rush is what overpowers them. Utility usage wasn't there to slow it down effectively. The kills certainly weren't there in a couple of opportunities where they had them. And Reapers, one thing I commented on towards the start of Dust 2, the first 10 rounds or so, was the fact that, outside of the first 2 where they were 4v5, that they have a lot of individuality, definitely a lot of individual skill there. But right now they don't seem to be having that kind of performance, unfortunately. Chappa, I'll hit you up for that. Yeah, it's always interesting because obviously, so with the minor qualifiers, we're doing lots of different regions, and we don't really know what games we're going to be covering until the day, so you can't do a lot of research on them. But Sharks are a team I've seen a lot from before. We had them, I'm pretty sure they were in the Hotshot seasons, Loop at Hotshot series, and they were playing from Europe, if I remember correctly, because they had pretty decent ping. So I assume they boot camp in the EU. That was our projection then anyways. Either that or they've got like the fastest Ethernet connection across the ocean. Not coming in with a second, no trade. I thought Lucchese would be able to swing out and help out in that situation, but unable to get it done. Eventually he does. I'll give him that. Comes out with the nade to find it. Now it's Lucchese 1v3 though. He's managed to retrieve himself an AUG. Still going to be a really hard battle to win. They haven't got a lot of money for the next round, so maybe saving it over would be the best call. As he comes through the window. How many times has Lucchese been caught in that exact position? As he jumps through the window with his knife out, boom, someone peeks him and takes him down. He's not having a great time there. One round left before Sharks find a victory, and at this point we can pretty much call time of death on the map. I mean, not only are Reapers not having a whole lot to say about these full buy rounds, but they have to win so many of them. They have to have a whole lot to say about this whole half, and even if they do come out on top in this round, I don't want to give any false hope. I mean, Sharks have got this in the bag. One fast rush towards B that goes awry, that doesn't see the opening kills go Reapers' way. This is like a 1% chance, probably lower, that they make it to an OT. I'd put it like 0.6. And the reason I say that is because I can check. I'm going to jump onto HLTV. We're going to scroll all the way down. And they have the probability connector, and it's a 1.3%. Okay, so I was closer with the 1% estimate. Usually I overestimate. I say 6 and it's like 4 or something. Okay. 1 was close. Oh, actually, that's based on the previous round, isn't it? No, it's not. 1.3. Okay, never mind. I'll accept defeat. I've lost. I've lost that one. But yeah, you get the point. It's a super low chance that they make it to an overtime, and then the victory thereafter is even further in doubt. As Exit goes down to finish this off, look, a little bit of a sign of recovery for Reapers, but we said they have to have a lot to say. We said it has to be fairly dominant victory, and the fact that they only survived with 2 players certainly calls into question that, considering they found so many openings. They're most of the time in Lisbon, Portugal at the Org House. Ah, very good. I didn't know that. They prefer to prac against EU teams. I don't blame them, just in general. Even just to avoid domestic matchups, because domestic matchups are the most annoying for any team. That's where we see a team maybe come into a tournament, look dominant as hell, and then they play one of their country teams, and all of a sudden everything's messy, because you start thinking about the players that you know, that you started playing with, that you've teamed with before, that there's just so many layers to it. You play against these guys a lot at local lands and stuff. They know you, they know who you are, how you play. You got to change a lot for them. That's quite smart. That's quite smart. So they play against, they practice in Europe and play in North and South America. I like that, because that puts them in a pretty decent position. Then they're learning a lot from their I don't mean to be rude, but the, like, you know, superior quote unquote region. By that I mean the region which has more percentage teams in the top. Nice retake coming through from Reapers. They've managed to find 2 opening kills in the back of a flashbang from Sir, and he even found one of his own kills from that. Self-flashed himself through. RCF, oh my god, he's tearing them apart. He's ruined them. Reapers have no chance anymore. 3 kills from RCF is all it took, and it closed the round out. What a fantastic performance it's been from him. 23 kills on the board. And look, this has been a very impressive map for Sharks. Great recovery moving onto a map that they feel a little bit more comfortable on. Now we're going to throw things to a quick break. I know I told you that before, and it ended up being a very long break. But this time, hopefully we won't have any server issues coming through from the likes of Faceit. I gotta say, they fixed it pretty quickly, so respect to them for that. We'll be jumping back into the next map, 5 to 10 minutes at most. I'll come on the mic and let you guys know if there's any kind of a delay to that. But until then, feel free to go get yourself some tea, some coffee, some water, whatever you like. I'm going to do the same. I'm going to get some snacks. And we'll be back here for map number 3, Inferno, going live in 5 to 10 minutes.
Charge up your game with excitement. Highest odds on the market. Coverage of all live and pre-match events. Place your bets with Solid Bookmaker and win with your favorite teams. Take what's rightfully yours with GG.